And welcome. It's Petra Foster here, your client enrollment strategist. And I am so excited to be coming to you live today because I'm with one of my amazing clients and she's going to be sharing with you exactly how she was able to enroll two high-paying clients, not one, but two high-paying clients of $36,000. And we're going to go into exactly how she did this. All right, so what I want you to do, just gonna wait a couple of seconds to see who is live. We have someone live. Hey, make sure you say blonde hair in the chat and say hello to Ashley. Say hi, Ashley and Petra. Say hi, Ashley and Petra in the chat. Let me see that you are live, that you're here, because we're going to be diving in deep today. And, you know, we're here just to really share with you how possible it is to actually offer your services. And someone say yes to pay for it, all right? And that's what we're going to be doing today. So let me just go ahead and check that we are live. And we are? Okie dokie. So I want you to definitely say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. And let me know what it is that you do as well. All right. So if you don't know who I am, if it's the first time that you're watching one of my live streams, my name is Petra. And if you can't tell by this accent, I am from a little place called Birmingham in the UK. And I specifically help service-based entrepreneurs, if you're a coach or a consultant, a therapist, and I specifically help you to enroll high-paying clients within 6 weeks or less. All right. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what we're going to do. So my role is to help you to make more money and to be completely unapologetic and unashamed about that, because you were born with a very specific answer to a very specific problem in this world. All right. And there are people out there that are going to be joyfully paying you. All right. And Ashley is going to be telling you all about how she got someone to joyfully pay her. Hi, Ashley. How are you doing?
I'm fabulous. How are you, girl?
I'm doing great. Oh my God. I'm so excited to be speaking with you today. Oh my God. Let me just quickly introduce who you are. So this is Ashley. And Ashley is an Amazon seller strategist. So what she does is in fact, why don't you say what you do, Ashley?
Yeah, really, in a nutshell, I help multi-million-dollar companies launch products on the largest distribution platform in the world, which happens to be Amazon.com. We not only go from scratch, building product lines based on their market, their niche, their audience, and then existing product lines that they already have, and they just, really don't know what to do. They have something to sell, but they don't know how to sell it. So I basically put that strategy together and push products out the door as fast as possible.
That is brilliant. Thank you so much. Oh, actually, look, we have Clecia on the line. Hi, Clecia. How are you doing? Be sure to tell us where you're from and what it is that you do. Yeah. And today we're speaking to Ashley, one of my clients, and we're going to be sharing with you her story and how she was able to enroll two high-paying clients at $36,000 and how she's been able to enroll more since then. So, Ashley, we started to work together, and would you be able to share with us how were things going when we first met?
Oh God, you're making me go back. No, oh my gosh, I'm so loving the present moment. Okay, well, when we met, first and foremost, I was following you online, and we were going to a conference, and I made it my duty to make sure when I showed up to that conference that you and I were going to instantly be like this. I'm like, no matter what, going out. And I totally did that. I walked right up and said, hey, you want to go get cheesecake? Let's go get some cheesecake.
And that's because I'm always talking about cheesecake. So you obviously knew that cheesecake was my thing. And then we had our first date at the Cheesecake Factory in San Diego.
Yeah, we certainly did. I really loved, everything that you're saying, everything that you're doing. The fact that you had, a lot of control in your business. Not only, I wouldn't say necessarily control, but everything was very mapped out. It's systematic. It was planned. And you were focusing on one simple strategy to help people. And with me and my background, I was all over the map. I was doing like 5 different businesses, and I was just jumbling and juggling between mommy, between entrepreneur, between, everything else. And I was so chaotic and stressed out. And I'm like, what the F? So when I was watching you online, I'm just like, I have to know that woman and I'm going to make it my duty. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm so freaking happy that that happened. So to answer your question in the beginning, what was it like? I was chaotic. I was not loving the industry that I was in. I was more dreading it, I guess you could say. I had different business partners, which were amazing. It was an amazing experience. We had a few very not so great experiences with past clients and whatnot. And it was really because of the way we set ourselves up in the beginning. We didn't, command the authority that we deserved or the income that we deserved. Up front, we were doing 100% commission based. So, there was a lot of big mistakes in that sort of, in that time frame, but it was all amazing learning experiences, excuse me. So, it was not a very happy time. I was all over the place. I didn't know what to do. And it's just like, and when I saw you and I knew I'd have a chance to meet you, I'm like, okay, this is going to be the person who's going to pull my butt, out of the rudder. You know what I mean? Like you're going to pull you right out of that trench. So that's really what it was like in the beginning.
Yeah. And I really remember, I remember that you were doing, you do amazing work. I mean, you helped companies make millions of dollars, yet you wasn't charging effectively. And that's something that really, really puzzled me. Why wasn't you getting money? Why wasn't you getting paid up front straight away? Yeah. So I think that was the thing that we really had to focus on, as well as really, really cutting away so much of what you were doing at the time.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was really it. It was, number one, when you're working in business partnerships with multiple people, you have to deal with everyone's tactics on how to get the job done. And then you have to try to all agree on how you're going to do it. And you kind of follow the lead of one. And again, like everything else, it's sort of trial and error. But it was not very efficient in any stretch of the imagination. And, of course, looking back then compared to what I'm doing now, based on what we have worked on together and what you taught me, it's literally night and day, 100% night. Like I feel amazing. I'm really able to help. I'm more focused and pinpointed into more of a niched aspect of what I do instead of being all over the place and trying to do everything and please everybody. So, yeah.
So when you came to me, you was doing so many different things, oh my gosh, there was lots of things. Yeah. And we decided to niche you, didn't we? We decided to hone in on what your area of expertise was. And can you just share with us what significance did that actually make for you at the time, or still now as well?
Yeah, no, it's still a huge part of everything that I do. And then, of course, everything that I've learned from you, I've also passed on to my clients as well, which, is just, kill two birds with one stone, which is what I really love more than anything. So when we first started and we were working one-on-one, again, as you say, I was all over the place and I was doing a gazillion different jobs. And we did hone in. And really, the way that we honed in was so systematic based on the materials that you provided me for me to be able to okay, this is an outline. This is your blueprint. Let's plug and plug and plug and plug. And then, as you said, we cut away the crap. It's like, okay, this is ego-based. This is not not reality. This is what we need to focus on. So it was almost kind of like a slap, across the face. Wake up. You know what you're doing. Let's just, let's get the job done right, So it was very systematic in the beginning. On just trying to figure out the branding and the messaging and what it was and who I was going to be talking to, and not everybody, but who specifically do I want to help, because at the end of the day, that's all we're doing. We're helping people. Right. So,
and that's right. And as you realize as well, it's difficult to speak to everyone, because what you found is that so many people coming to you for different things, thing little bits here, big things there. And what we actually did together was looked at who was the people that were going to pay you the most money.
Exactly.
And I really want to emphasize that as well, because there are so many women entrepreneurs out there that feel really guilty around charging, feel like, oh my God, no one can really afford that. And I'm like, actually, do you realize how much money that you make? Do you realize how much money you actually make your clients? So I really had to make you kind of understand that. And it was like putting a price tag on that. That was going to reflect that. How did that make you feel at first?
really freaking nervous. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, I'm totally worth what I'm worth. Absolutely, of course. You know, I've worked my butt off to get to where I am. I've done courses, I've done training, I have mentorship, I have business partners, the biggest people in my industry. And even with all those years of experience and connections and partnerships, I still felt like, you know, this little person in the room of like all these other people, but I'm the one who's doing all the freaking work. Like, what the hell? So there was a really big mind gap there. Like I had such a big blockage, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And of course that still creeps in, like, you know, am I good enough? Or, you know, can I really, you know, do what I need to do for this particular person? Can I execute? And, you know, does the dollars and cents match up with what the execution is actually going to be? You know, so like there was like that big tug of war. It really was like,
and you did it though, didn't you? Look at that.
I did. You pushed my butt through it though. You're just like, you held me accountable. You know, like when I wanted to like kind of shy away or, you know, move back from it or something along those lines, it was just like, Ashley, what are you doing? Let's do that. Like, come on now, let's get this stuff done. You know, like we're on a train here.
Yes.
So it was extremely helpful. And I'm one of those individuals who needs that because I'm a driver for everybody else and I put me last. And every
yes, you really, really do. You're so sweet. You're there for everyone. I realize it's true. There's no one there was holding your hand, and I wanted to be that for you. You know. Don't let me get all sentimental, right? But that's exactly right. So what we did then is we took all of your knowledge because, listen, Ashley knows everything there is to do with Amazon, okay? And because of that, what we had to do, we had to focus on the companies that specifically had a specific type of turnover and that had a specific amount of products. So what we did is that we actually created your own signature package, which is something that you hadn't done before, was it?
Yeah, no, we tried to, but everything was always custom. And I still do custom stuff now, but based on us working together, I have 3 packages that are set up and they're ready to go. And they're like, this is the price and this is what you're going to get. And I don't have to think about what I'm doing when I'm speaking to someone. It's just like, you qualify? No, you don't. Sorry. Come back when you qualify.
Yes.
And that's
I love that. So how does it make you feel now that you can say you either want it or you don't, and that's completely okay? Because it sounds like you've really, really just like, you don't have an attachment to the outcome anymore. What difference has that made for you?
Huge, huge, huge difference. You know, as I said before, the way that we were doing it beforehand was 100% commission based. And it was a joint venture partnership where we're doing product partnerships with, you know, very large companies. And it was really successful and really wonderful. But we also had a couple crabs in the bucket who really kind of screwed us over. Let's just put it that way, you know, and it was a really big learning curve to, you know, spend a year of my time in my life helping a company from scratch, night and day. I am never not available for my clients. To then at the end of it kind of go, yeah, see ya. You know, like there was no accountability. There was no nothing. They didn't want to come through on their part of the agreement. And it was just a big sort of slap in the face, you know, on that aspect. So, you know, the way that it is now, I'm extremely aware of who I take on as a client. Like if we don't resonate, and if you're not ready or you're prepared, I'm honest. Like you're not ready. Come back to me when you're ready. I'm here to support you when you are, but until then, it's just not a right fit. And, you know, when you take in, you know, the vibrations of an individual that you're working with and their company and their mission statement, their vision statement, and who they are and what they're doing, and my personal preference, like that's very, very important. You know, a lot of the clients that I have their own charities or foundations or whatever. So we're like, you know, providing water to people over here, and we're providing sexual wellness support for women over here. And they have some really good roots with their company. And when I get involved with people like that, it just, like, my hair is standing up on my right now, you know what I mean? Because you feel great, you know? So that type of work and the type of clients are the people who I'm now really attracting. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is who I want. I want to really help where it really is going to, you know, make a difference.
Yeah. And I love that you says that, you know, you're actually attracting those types of clients as well. Because in order to attract those right clients, the clients that you resonate with their message, it's really important to know who you are as well. And that was what we did on one of our sessions, wasn't it?
Yep.
To find out who is actually, what do you actually like, what you dislike. That was really, really important.
It was. And and I had a few bawling sessions with you as well, like breaking down that barrier, like I might be a hard BIT on the outside, you know what I mean? Like that big entrepreneurial, shell, I can get it all done, mommy kind of crap. And then on the inside, I'm a big ball of mess,
Aww.
So, those sessions were, good on both fronts. It's just like, okay, let the freaking tears out. Let it go. You know what I mean? And let's start over, anew. And you really helped me get to that point. It was, between you and I had a few other people as well at the exact same time who were very supportive. And I just really made it a mission to surround myself with the people, like you said before, I had no one holding my hand or no one helping me or guiding me. So it was just the right time. And you really helped me understand that, like, okay, you can't go anywhere if you don't have a team. You know what I mean? If you don't have support. The whole point of having a business is to have it run itself, to have staff, to do everything. And when you're doing everything by yourself and you have part-time staff, it's just, there's nothing that's going forward in a continuous motion. You're not getting the support that you need. And it was really, really enlightening, kind of going through that with you.
That's just wonderful. Share with us then. You said that one of the biggest breakthroughs that you had with our coaching was having a structured sales conversation. Do you want to just share a bit more about that?
Yeah, it's kind of funny now because, I'm in your private Facebook group and I see a lot of the new people who are coming on and I freaking love it because they're super, super stoked and they're excited and they're all doing their intro videos and everything else like that. I'm like, yay, or whatnot. And, when you see their questions, I'm like, holy crap, that was me like 6 to 8 months ago. Like, oh my God, you're doing all the, the whole thing is like, okay, so I had these great conversations. I meet these people, I'm getting some prospects. And then, I tell them about all the things that we can do and blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of it, I'm waiting like 2 or 3 days where I'm sending proposals. And then I'm like sitting here going, well, that was a waste of freaking time. And if you add it all up, it's about 5 hours worth of energy or whatever, and when I see people like that, I'm like, that's exactly who I was. I was training people on my sales calls. You know what I mean? I was, there's that fine line between where, okay, so if I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to be someone who's going to, be a service-based individual, at the end of the day, I'm supposed to be helping people. Yes. And whether you do it, obviously, for free or you charge, at the end of the day, the dollar amounts don't mean anything because the more people you help, the universe helps you back, or God, or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, so I got that part or whatever. But there's a fine line between when and how you help people. And you really are like, okay, you're not helping anyone on a sales call. That's it. If you're going to do a charity event or you're going to work on something where it's pro bono, then by all means, that's your decision. But that's not every single call that you're having. That's not every single prospect. It's like, okay, what's your problems? Let's go through all the points, make sure that we make it very aware that I am the person for you. You see that I'm the one who can accomplish what you're looking for. This is my fee. And then you shut the hell up and you see how they go.
And that's huge. There's so many entrepreneurs are giving away their complete strategy and help and tips on a sales conversation, but we don't do that anymore, do we? Actually? No.
We did. And I'm just like, it's not happening now. No way.
Brilliant. So you was able to enroll your first client. Was it at 36,000?
Yeah. So literally by the time we got the branding, the messaging, the packages all organized and ready, the content set up, like the sales copy content, everything sort of set up for those particular packages, I was still really, really nervous. I'm sitting here going, okay, well, if I'm going to be doing this, I'm looking at like, I'm, in a very male dominated industry and there's not too many female authorities in it. So, that was of course something that was kind of like rubbing me. I'm like, okay, can I stack up? But when I kind of got into it, I'm just like, all right, can I really ask for what I know I'm worth? And I'm sitting here going, okay, so if I was like an office assistant or if anyone in any business was going to be hiring anyone to support their business on a monthly basis, no matter what industry you're in, the average fee is $2,500 a month that you're going to be making. You know what I mean? Like almost like even a manager at like, you know, a sporting goods company or go into a retail store, 9 times out of 10, those managers make about $3,000 a month. You know what I mean? And they're kind of doing everything. So once I started kind of like just putting that into perspective, I'm like, why the hell can I be charging $3,000, you know, a month? Or like a full, you know, large lump sum up in advance if I give a discount or whatever. So, you know, when I kind of had sort of that fight within my brain, you know what I mean? And then we were like talking about it and kind of getting it going. It was until I got that first one, I had that fight inside me, like, yes, I can, no, you can't. Yes, I can, no, you can't. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Yes. And like, I've done it before. It's not like I haven't. I've built a 7-figure business. It's not like I don't know what I'm doing, but it was that, you know, like shooting myself in the foot kind of thing or whatever. So it was really exciting, you know, going through all of that with you and then, you know, getting on a call, and it was back to back, like within a couple weeks of each other, I got 2 $36,000 clients back to back. And they also have a percentage-based commission on top of that as well.
Oh, yes. Let's not pick up the commission.
Yeah, there's more to it than just that, you know, products and, you know, the whole 9 yards, like, woo! You know, so, you know, and then in between that, you know, because of the packages that we created, I'm getting like one-time, you know, packages. And none of my packages are below $3,000. And that's like a one-time service fee just for one thing.
Amazing.
You know, so like the commitment is short or it's long, but there's nothing less than $3,000 no matter what. So it's like $50,000, $40,000, you know, and then $3,000 is the bare freaking minimum.
Just bring in that money, girl. Bring in that money.
Yeah, basically, you know, I want to do more good, and in order for me to do more good, I need staff, you know, and
that's right. It's just, it's just the way. And you've got a team now, haven't you? You say?
Yeah. It's been growing slowly over like the last 6 months, and it just feels so good. It just feels so good, you know. Like I know where my zone of genius is.
You do. I don't. And then because of the time that you have now, you've got your 2 little girls. They've actually got their own YouTube channel, haven't they? Yeah. Which I have been watching.
Oh my God.
It's so cute.
Yeah, you know, I'm one of those mommies who have keepsake boxes, something. So it's like deal with bullies, how to be an entrepreneur, how to meditate. You know, like that's what the books are basically about, you know, life morals and lessons. And that, you know, really kind of sort of started my journey. And now going forward where I am nowadays, as you're saying, like the YouTube channel, you know, lucky for me that I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm just like, go, 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 go. I'll never stop. And my kids' education and my personal viewpoint, the education system is very, very broken. It's not training people to be ready for the future or whatnot. And, you know, the basics, of course, absolutely. It's super, super important. But my kids are going to be taking a business course no matter what. And that's kind of about it. From here going on, I have a 5-year. Yeah, I have a 5-year plan that they're gonna be making $10,000 a month from their YouTube channel. You know what I mean? So it's just like if I can teach them and help build a foundation for them where they can do something they absolutely love and they can make money from it, whether it happens or it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. They're having so much fun, and it's really kind of restoking the fire in me as an entrepreneur, going, okay, here's my kids. Like when I make all this money, I'm going to create a video and I'm going to hire my friend to do this and I'm going to hire my friend to do that. And they're just getting right into it. I'm loving it. It's taking all the energy out of me, but it's the exact same thing. I'm just like, okay, you can't pay anyone. You get all volunteers until you make money. You don't spend any money. You know what I mean? So I'm taking all of Petra's stuff and I'm taking everything. I'm dumping it on to like my 7 and 9-year-old, you know, but I'm having so much fun with it. It's so great. Working with you has helped me in so many different areas of my life, really, at the end of the day.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So what would you say then, if anyone has been thinking about working with me, what would you say? What would you say to them?
First and foremost, if you're not making sales, you don't have a freaking business, period. That's it. You know what I mean? Like I work with big multi-million-dollar companies down to little guys. I mean like 9 million, 3 million, 800,000, all the way down to 10 grand. And there's a very, very, very vast difference between who is the head of the company and where their morals and where their mindset's at. And what I mean by that is that the people who invest in their business through sales are the only ones who make it. So as an example, so this one particular company, they were supposed to be doing about $6 million is supposed to be the next coming year. They got a new CEO. The new CEO is, okay, we're going to cut some corners because we need to bring, you know, the costs down and whatever. So the guy goes and cancels their sales floor, like all the sales guys, except for like maybe 2. So they saved the company about $400,000 by cutting their main sales guys or whatever. But after we were like talking, we're just like, okay, wait a minute. All right. So the only way you make money is by someone selling. Okay. And how do you pay your bills? Because someone sold something.
Yeah.
And so if you had those people still working, how much money from the previous years, we can go back and look at the books, how much money did they generate? Oh, about 1.6 million. Okay, so you cut $400,000, but now you're $1.2 million short at the end of the year because now you no longer have a sales force. You know, so it's just like, so of course the CEO got fired. Because he's just like,
and that's it. Sales are the foundation. You have to know how to sell your services. And because, you know, people say, oh, but, you know, I'm not a salesperson, but you are first. If you have a business and no one's buying, or you know that you can be charging more, making more money, but you just simply just don't know how, you know, it's really, really important that you know how to do that. Yeah. And that's exactly what I help you to do. So, you know, if you are making less than 5,000 a month, what would you say to them, Ashley?
Well, first and foremost, as you say, sales is kind of everything. And no, not everyone's a salesperson. You know, my husband is a master salesperson. He does big, huge real estate launches. So I kind of have to deal with him on me, like, you should be, you know, you should do this better, blah, 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 you should be better. I'm like, I'm not you. I'm learning. I'm getting better, you know. But at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, just step her back a little bit. If you go through what Petra literally delivers to you, it's a wireframe, and you just set up the structure, all you're doing is reading off of a piece of paper the important questions that you need to make sure you ask so you can properly qualify the people that you're talking to. Then you make sure that whatever it is that you're able to provide to them, you make them admit verbally out loud that you are the right person.
So what we're going to do is, what I will say is right now, if you're not actually making the money that you want in your business, I am going to invite you to book a discovery call with me.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and book a discovery call with me. All you need to do is go to petrafoster.com/SS, petrafoster.com/SS. And let's book a strategy call so we can see how exactly you can start to be selling your services at the dollar amount that you want. All right. So that's what it's about right now. We've seen Ashley's talked about how she's done it, and my other clients have done it and are doing it. And it's about building a business with a strong foundation so that you can make that money consistently and build your team so that you're not always in your business, just like how Ashley's been able to do as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, so if you're making $5,000 or less a month, just build out a proper strategy, read it off, follow the damn steps, and you're not selling, you're just letting people know what you're good at.
Absolutely. We have Shaka on the line now. We have Calicia. Thank you so much for joining us. If you've got any questions, please post them below, and me and Ashley will definitely ask you any questions. As I said, if you are ready now to scale your business, you want to grow your business, and you want to make a consistent, 20, 30, 50, how much you want to make a month, give me let's have a strategy session. All right. And it's petrafoster.com/assess. All right. Thank you so much, Ashley, for joining us today. And I will see you on Facebook.
Absolutely. In the group.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Bye, everybody.